Hey everyone, welcome back. Dan and Leslie here with another Disney dining review.
Today, I giggle.
Yeah, this is
going to be one of our favorites, I'm sure. We are headed to T-Rex Restaurant. We are taking the kids. Jennings recently said he wanted to go there because he doesn't remember whenever we went there last because it has been so long. We have heard that it has gotten better, so we will see. This is a restaurant that is in Disney Springs. It is very similar to like a rainforest cafe, except more prehistoric themed. And so we've got lots of dinosaurs and, you know, every however many minutes, like the whole thing, like the meteor hits and the dinosaurs are panicking.
Look, this is a really popular restaurant. It's actually fairly complicated to get dining reservations here for whatever reason. It is a well-themed Chili's, from what I recall from the last couple of times that we went there. But it's been a while. I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this for me. I do not want to go here. I'm going to try to keep an open mind. There are so many wonderful places to eat at Disney Springs. This is not one of them, but I'm trying to keep an open mind.
Their menu is, if you've ever been to like a Cheesecake Factory, I feel like it's like they're handing me a novel where I'm like, give me an hour and I will decide what I'm going to eat. Because there are a lot of choices. I mean, there's not many things on the appetizer list. Matter of fact, I'm not super excited about the appetizers, but
we may not get an appetizer. I mean, it's like nachos, cheese sticks. It's not anything like,
There is a Supersaurus sampler for $32. That's got
awful.
cheesy skillet meatballs, Nashville hot boneless wings, chili con queso, caprese flatbread, and mozzarella sticks. You can add spare ribs for another $10.
I don't want to add spare ribs for another $10.
The drinks, who knows? They seem like they're just going to be like kitschy little themed normal drinks, but
they have
we'll see.
themed drinks.
Yeah.
So I feel like we probably should get some themed drinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the menu is everything from like pasta to burgers to
ribs to salads to
salmon. Somebody recommended that we get the salmon. Said that it's like really good. So
I can't imagine that's true. Anyway, I'm keeping an open mind. I'm gonna hopefully have. It's great theming. Just the food in the past has never been the best quality for us, the times that we've been. So we haven't been back in a long time. So let's see. We will go see. We will have a good time. We're going to do this.
We're going to do it.
Let's go. Their menus are a little crazy. I've got literally 4 menus here. I've got 2 for drinks, 1 for specials, and I think 1 that's just the actual menu.
We weren't totally thrilled with any of the drink options, and so we actually decided, and it's like midday here, so it's lunch. So we got the Journey to the Center, and we're gonna share it.
There it is.
It had like 3 different kinds of rum. One was like a mango rum, and I think a strawberry rum, and
it comes with a souvenir glass. Tastes like fruit juice.
yep, fruit juice.
I feel like if you have a Cobb Salad on your menu, it's got to be done really well. So I got the Cobb Salad. Leslie got the salmon because she's heard it's amazing here. Aiden got the mushroom and Swiss burger, and Jennings got the kids pizza. We will see how these turn out, and we're about to have, I think, a meteor shower.
So, I don't know. I mean, I am still legally a child, but this just seems insulting, really.
Don't forget your lid.
I'm still curious on what that is. There's a tarp up there, and I see a silhouette of a dinosaur.
Okay, so let's try this Cobb salad. Definitely not the best Cobb salad I've ever had. Chicken is a little overcooked.
It's average.
Maybe a little below average for me. Honestly, like, I expect Cobb salad for $20-something to kind of blow me away, and because it's just not that hard to do. It's not horrible. I mean, it's still a salad. All right, let's do the salmon.
Whenever I first cut into it, I thought it was like dry, but just the way it flaked off, it's
Definitely dry. That is really dry.
Yeah, that part's really dry. Yeah.
So the pizza isn't bad, but you do have to like kind of cut it with your own knife, because like the cheese like is very stringy.
Burger was pretty good, actually. The outside of the patty, it was like very like what I expect a medium rare burger to be like. But the middle part was kind of dry.
For dessert, we got the chocolate extinction, which has 4 servings of ice cream and 4 pieces of chocolate cake, and it comes with a dry ice presentation thing. Yeah, it's chocolate cake and ice cream. So.
That just was helpful.
We are going to finish this up at home.
I would first like to apologize to Chili's and Applebee's. Because when I compared T-Rex to them with better theming, I feel like that was an insult. At least Chili's and Applebee's have to try to make good food.
That is fair.
But before we get started,
Let's step back.
if you would like help planning your next magical trip to the Orlando area, we specialize in Disney, Universal, cruises, and all-inclusive resorts. We would love to help you out. Please reach out to us, Dan and Leslie at addictedthemouse.com, or go over to Fantastical Vacations and you can find us there.
And I promise we will not judge you if you want to eat at T-Rex.
We will not judge you, but we would also not recommend it to you.
First and foremost, as we were like talking about ratings, so we did take the kids to this experience, and Dan right off the bat said, you know, as we were talking about ratings, like theming and ambiance is a 5, and I was like, and
I was trying to give it more points.
because honestly, like a lot of it needs to be refurbished. Like
It does.
You know, there was one whole dinosaur that was covered in a tarp in our section. Like probably the biggest dinosaur in our section was covered up in a tarp. Both the kids, even the 10-year-old, who this I feel like is geared towards, right, is the child, and they said a 4.
When I consider that they had broken animatronics that were just covered up with tarps, yeah, I can't give it a 5. I mean, obviously that's not the best of the best. I mean, the theming is up there. That's why you go to this restaurant. It's definitely not for the food. It's not for the drinks. And it's not for the service.
Which we
So,
looked into.
whoa, service.
So our reservation was at 11:30 in the morning. We had to stand in a line to check in, which is fine. I mean, that's pretty typical, right? Especially first opening of, like, they're kind of just getting going. It was a pretty long line, and Dan like had enough time that he walked around the whole restaurant to get the B-roll, like as I'm standing in line to check us in. They check us in, and she said, I'm just waiting to have some servers come up to the front to seat people. You'll get a text message whenever your table's ready. I said, okay. So I stand off to the side. We were there on time, and we did not get sat until 11:50. 20 minutes of standing in line and then waiting for, and there were like 4 servers standing there waiting to seat people, and they were not seating anyone.
It wasn't a table problem. They had tons of open tables.
I get the text message, and so I walk up to one of them and say, hey, I got my text message to return, and they go, oh, you have to get in that line again. So you have to get in the same line where all of the people are checking in to tell them that you got your text message that your table's now ready.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just us. Everyone around us was irate.
Mad.
I mean,
there were people like standing there saying, I have my text message. I've already stood in that line. I already checked in. And they're like, yeah, you have to stand in there again. That line is long.
Yeah.
And And if you want to see some angry people, I mean, tourists that have spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to come to Disney World, and it's 91 degrees outside with like 68% humidity. It's hot.
Yeah.
And you want them to go back and stand that line with the people that are checking in. There has got to be a better system here, but literally everybody that was getting seated around us was mad before they ever got to their table because of this process.
It's definitely not a good way to start a dining experience.
It is awful. Like at that point, all service was below average for us.
Yeah.
You cannot treat people like this whenever they first show up to the restaurant before you ever get to your table. That is a service failure. You have to fix it.
Yeah. Our server, he was fine.
He was okay.
He was pleasant enough. Everything was very, very, very slow.
Aiden is usually like benefit of the doubt.
Oh yeah.
Just give everybody a 5. This is great. But
He's like, stop complaining.
the server brought him and Jennings the kids' cups with the lids of water. He was like, dude, could I get a real size glass of water, please? I mean, I'm 16 years old. I can handle it.
He's 16 and almost as tall as Dan.
All of that to say, we're giving service a 1.5.
Yeah.
The only reason it gets above a 1 is because the server was nice and at least he put a little bit of effort in. But other than that, like, you can't come anywhere even close to 3 if you're actively making people mad before they ever get to their table.
Yep.
It's just unacceptable.
We beat that horse. So let's move on to drinks. This won't take very long. We actually just got one. We did the souvenir glass.
Why do we get one? Because they have a billion drinks. They have their signature drinks, and it's a list a mile long. We asked him what this best signature drink was. He's like, I don't know. I can tell you what the most popular is. I'm like,
yeah, that doesn't sell it, man. So we got one of the more popular drinks, which was fruit juice. It was
Basically.
20 ounces. We did split it. It said that there were 3 different kinds of rum in there.
Anyway, all of that to say, I can't imagine any of the other drinks were any better. This was nothing special. I mean, it's just a fruit juice with a little bit of rum and a fancy name slapped on it. Drinks get a 2.
Yep. All right. Food.
Good Lord. Aiden got a burger. He did in the restaurant. I think he was just really hungry. In fact, he said this. He's like, I think I gave that a better review than it should have gotten because when I was really hungry, it tasted good, like the first couple bites. So after we left, I asked him, I was like, okay, compare it to other burgers. And he said, well, it was better than McDonald's and Wendy's. Okay. I like getting Cobb salads. Number 1, I like Cobb salads. Number 2, like it's very telling on a restaurant. Like if you can make something that you don't have to cook taste good, well done with the ingredients, fresh ingredients and all of that, like that's pretty telling to me. And you were getting like one of their prepared dishes and it just wasn't there. It did have chicken breast on top, which was overcooked. And then it just wasn't done well. It wasn't like horrible. I ate 3/4 of it and it filled me up, but
I had heard good things about the salmon, and I actually reached out to the person that told me good things, and I got the wrong salmon, I guess. But
how many different salmons are there?
It was like chalk. Like I couldn't even, especially with that crust on it. So I didn't eat half of it. I did enjoy the little orzo pasta salad. That was tasty. It was a little salty whenever you got a bite with the Kalamata olives, but really like overall, I enjoyed that.
Dessert, it was the shareable 4-person dessert, which it was fine. It was basically 4 chocolate brownies and 4 scoops of vanilla ice cream. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely it's below average for sure. We went back and forth on if it should be a 2 or a 2.5. We gave it a 2.5.
I don't know that it deserves a 2.5.
It may not. Anyway.
But if you add all of that up, then it is the whole restaurant. It ends up being a 2.5. I feel like it probably is closer to like a 2.25 rating, and maybe had we adjusted a couple of those things, then it would have gotten there.
I don't know why this is so. I do know why it's so popular, because people want to take their kids to the cool theming of a restaurant, because all the restaurants with great food at Disney Springs are not themed to kids.
Yeah.
And you're in Disney World. And if you bring your kids to Disney World and you want to go to Disney Springs, chances are you're probably going to have to bring your kids to Disney Springs, and you want them to have a good time and you want them to enjoy themselves. And sticking them in a restaurant full of animatronic dinosaurs that every 15 minutes the lights dim and there's like this meteor shower, which is really just lights blinking up at the ceiling. But it's cool for kids. Like if you have a 3 or 4 or 5-year-old, they may think it's amazing.
Or you may get lucky and they're terrified of it, and then you don't ever have to go. If I'm going to spend $150 on a meal, I would much rather eat at any of the other restaurants in Disney Springs. So if you're liking these dining review videos, then please like and subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. I promise we also go to some really fantastic places that we absolutely love.
All right, we will see you on the next video.